is Andrew Cooper. I work here at NISC, and I am a technical services specialist here. I was originally from Washington State, Vancouver, Washington area, Portland, Oregon.
How did you end up here?
Out here in North Dakota, I came because of college. I came out to the four-year school, Jamestown College, and got my degrees there.
Very cool. So what do you do in your job?
I basically support our technical implementations in the field. That includes server hardware, PC support. You can think of almost like the Geek Squad at Best Buy. Some of those things we do, as well as deployment scripting and just general support with members.
How many hours do you normally work a week?
At least 40 plus. It's salaried, but we definitely put our time in if we need to.
Okay. You kind of answered that, but so do you take work home with you?
At least thinking about it. Many times there'll be weekends where I'll be working on a project at home, but definitely there's a lot to do and a lot to think about all the time.
How would you describe the pace at which you work?
Personally, I'm a multitasker, so I don't like watching something. I typically do probably 2-3 things at a time if I can. A lot of times in technical work or computer-related work, there's a lot of waiting, a lot of watching things work. So there's many times you can do multiple things at once.
How has your education prepared you for your career?
I started out in mathematics in college and didn't really think about computers, but slowly went into computers and found out that mathematics and computer science together as my majors really worked out for troubleshooting particularly. You learn a lot about computer science, programming and specifics to computers, but mathematics I think really gives you the edge to troubleshoot maybe complex problems or things that you may not be aware of going into the job.
Why did you choose this career?
I chose this career. I came from someplace else, but the NISC has become actually maybe I should step back, the career itself. Computers, again, going back to the fact that I looked at mathematics first, computers really has probably a better edge in terms of today's technology. There's a lot more openings out there. There's a lot more things to do in the technology field versus what I was looking at in mathematics. So probably the pay and the experience and the opportunities that are in the career is what probably drove me to it.
What personal goals do you have in your career?
I strive to be possibly some sort of technical advisor in the company. They basically have a role to make decisions on a technical level versus just doing day-to-day tasks. Actually having a chance to have a say in some of the bigger decisions of the company.
What do you think it takes to be successful in your career?
I think keeping up with the latest technology. Technology is always changing, so there's always things you need to learn, and that sometimes means taking your own personal time and learning some of these technologies. Because if you don't, you'll fall off the bus, maybe is what they'd say, and you won't be able to get back on really easily because technology moves, as fast as it can.
Mm-hmm. Do you travel for your job?
I do. I've actually traveled quite a bit with NISC. I've been to Alaska, Hawaii, some of the more exotic places all over the country. So it's a very good experience, and people surprisingly appreciate the travel time you put in just to be on site with technology and explaining it to people.
So were you going for training, or were you going to help clients?
It's actually part of the job to do my job on site versus over the phone.
Okay.
So yep.
What do you find are the most difficult decisions to make in your job?
The most difficult decisions are probably the ones that have multiple right answers or multiple right tracks. When you have a lot of risk in all of them, or that there's equal risk, many times it's just basically up to you to decide which one do you think will be the better option down the road, maybe 5-10 years. And you may not know your wrong decision until 5-10 years down the road. So definitely the ones that affect a majority of people and have equal risk in a lot of different solutions.
Do you work independently or on a team? And if you do work on a team, can you give us some examples?
I do work as a team. I have about 5 or 6 coworkers. We do a lot of things team related, specifically in the environment. We don't use high cube walls, so we're able to talk to each other without getting up from our seat. It helps for camaraderie and just to even out knowledge from each individual team member. We're all fairly young too, so it helps out. We have a lot of common interests, but I find that it's very effective working as a team and talking with each other and spreading that knowledge around. We're much more effective as a team than just individual people.
Any advice that you would give to a high schooler who thinks they might be interested in this type of career?
I would say if you're interested in computers, stick with it. Continue to push on with computers. Learn as much as you can through your college years. And if you can, in college, like in my situation, try to get some hands-on jobs, be it like the local computer store or even at the college itself. If you can work in computers and be getting hands-on experience, it'll definitely aid with your with any sort of degree you're getting, so that when you're actually in the job force or looking for a job, you have a lot more skills to present.